Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend and brother Robert W. JoJo Hill. We are absolutely live right now. Now, listen to me right this instant, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and even enemies. It is 2021. 2021 has brought about a wonderful change, and that change has been we are now rid of the orange man. He is gone. The orange man is out. He's gone. He's ghost. He's out of here. Long gone. The lover has left. So, honey, you stay strong. He's out of here. And now we have a Biden and Harris administration. We are everybody seems to be so wonderfully happy. And everybody's dancing in the streets because the orange man is gone. Hi-ho, the witch is dead. And now we have a new regime and a new administration that's going to bring us so much happiness and joy. But are they really? It's the JoJo Hill Show. Stay here. All right, my beautiful people, what's going on? This is your friend and brother Robert W. JoJo Hill, the servant, the artist, and the author. And of course, I'm in the building on the day. Yes. All right, man. 2021 has brought about a change. And everybody is dancing in the doggone streets, doing pirouettes, flips, in the whole 9 yards because everybody's excited that Biden is in. And oh my goodness, Harris. She's black. Wonderful. Listen to me, man. This is not going to be a long show. I'm going to tell you this right now. This thing cracked me up because I'm watching how we're responding and how everybody's responding to this whole craziness, this transition of so-called power. Let me say this to you very quickly and very simply. Presidents do not determine stuff. It's not what they do. Presidents are characters. They're just characters. That's it. They represent a symbol of something. It's to keep people calm and keep people in a passive state of mind. Black people, regrettably, you have failed to do your homework. Black people, regrettably, you have failed to research. You have failed to think this stuff through. You actually believe that the rich would allow the poor to determine their positions. You are insane for thinking that. Now, I tried to be peaceful and I tried to slap this thing on a whole nother route, but people don't seem to acknowledge that. They don't accept that. People accept lies. So this is what I discovered. I discovered that the great majority of us are more interested in the lie than the truth. This is very apropos because I talked about this for many years. You can't have a culture that accepts everything that's fake as normal and think that it's not going to affect the culture. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You have been affected. This whole deal is upside freaking down. I watched people on social media yesterday celebrating and doing backflips and pirouettes, talking about how glorious it's going to be because Biden and Harris is now in office. Listen to me very carefully. Biden is no different than Trump. Biden is no different than Obama. Biden is no different than Bush. He's no different than Reagan. They're all the same. Now, if you don't acknowledge that, if you don't know that, hey, man, do whatever the crap you want to. My eyes are freaking wide open. A lot of people have been celebrating and doing flips and pirouettes and jumping off the buildings. I've seen people putting up shout grooves and talking about up the glory, woo, the glory, woo, woo, doing all this crap because Biden is now in office with Harris. Listen to me. Biden has done more damage to black people than most. Harris has too. She has put more black people in terrible situations. But here's the deal. This is what happens. This is why we're so tragically affected. We're tragically affected, brothers and sisters, because we accept meaningless symbolism as if it's going to create change. It doesn't. I had people I'm watching talking about pearls and chucks. What the crap does that mean? You're celebrating some doggone Chuck Taylors and some freaking pearls. It's meaningless symbolism. It's meaningless symbolism. Let me say this to you. Now, I'm going to have some people that jump out there and say some stuff that's kind of strange. Let me say this at the outset. I do not support Trump. I do not support Obama. I am not a Republican and I am not a Democrat. Just because someone presents another perspective and thought, most people that are guided by this media, most people immediately say these words. Oh, you must be a Trump supporter. No, I'm not a Trump supporter. I've never been a Trump supporter. I don't support a system that completely rips down black people. What the crap are you talking about? No, I don't support that. But what I will support now, what I will celebrate is economic growth and development in the favor of black people. Now, any other culture has this as their common core of value system. You have to have something in exchange. It's called a quid pro quo. If you do something for me, then I'm going to do something for you. You don't get my vote and you don't get my support if you're not going to do anything for me. That's insanity. Why do people keep thinking this crap that you can just do these things with these random movements, but you have it's no core value? What the crap are you talking about? These people are not going to do anything different. Let me read something to you that one of my white business partners sent me. White as the driven snow, and I thought it was freaking hilarious. He sent me this, and I couldn't dispute it. I said, man, this is absolutely nuts. Let me read. I'm going to pull this thing up, and I'm going to read it to you. I love to hear your comments if you got them. If you got comments, put them in there, because I will read through them, and I'll see what the crap you're saying. Here's what one of my white business partners sent me. Here's what it reads. Racism finally ended today as a 78-year-old rich white man who advocated for bus segregation and authorized a crime bill that was biased against African-American men was inaugurated president. I want y'all to really think about what in the crap that said. Now, listen. Yeah. See, everybody knows that you're not ending racism with the advent or with the introduction or with the drop-in of someone that does nothing but support that system. Are you insane? I'm reading through some of the comments. I see my boy Mark Kibble. What's up, Derek? Good to see you, nephew. Mark says, you must love Trump. You are absolutely wrong, Kibble. You're 1,000% incorrect. What are you celebrating? I'm going to tell you what I'm celebrating in just a second. You do support Trump if you're slamming every effort to get us to a better place. So go on and kill the hope, bro. Kill the hope? No, Kibble. No, brother. Listen, Kibble, you know you're my brother, and I love you, brother. You know that. You are completely incorrect in your assessment. This is not killing of hope. What this is identifying is the misdirection. I did a wonderful piece called Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem. It's one of my trainings that I offer. And I'm going to let you guys, of course, we'll open it up so you guys can take a look at that and grab it if you so choose. This is what it looks like. It's on the site rwjojohill.com. Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem. It's a full video course training that I did expressing and talking about a great portion of this stuff. Now, listen, man. Kibble, I'm going to say this to you, brother, since you were the one that made the comment about you do support Trump if you're slamming every effort. Kibble, I'm not slamming efforts. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm simply pointing out that we have been completely misdirected, but we don't think we've been misdirected. Do you think that just because Kamala Harris is in that position, that suddenly brings an alteration in the condition of black people who are at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom? I had someone else say that craziness to me, talking about, oh, you're slamming or you're destroying hope. I'm not destroying hope. The true definition of maintaining hope is knowing the real position that you're really in. If you think that you're in a better position than you're actually in, you're losing hope there. If I say, hey, wait a minute, brother, you're really not where you think you are, or we're really not where we think we are. This move was just meaningless symbolism. It doesn't really mean anything. Okay, I have people on here that are in the music business. What's up, Stancil? Good to see you, my brother. I have people in here that are in the music business. A lot of you all know that a great portion, even if you have awards and you have trophies and whatnot, those things, they really don't mean anything. It's cool to have them. I'm not saying it's not great to have them. It is. But you know, as I know, that those it's just a symbol. It's like, what does it really do? I mean, you have it, but what is it really doing? And it's even worse when it comes to what it looks like for black people in politics. We have been completely Misdirected. Harry Houdini could trick and convince a room that he made an elephant disappear. You know how he did it, Dr. Kibble? He did it with misdirection. But what is misdirection? Misdirection is when I get you focusing on this. You're focusing on this, but I've never intended on anything in my hand to have anything to do with it. What was getting you was my friend who was behind you, or my friend who was underneath your feet. It's called misdirection. So I put these things directly in your presence, and you believe, you actually think that these things mean something. They don't mean anything. I had people talking about, oh, look at, that's my first lady. Oh, look, she's so classy. She's so classy. Talking about Michelle and Barack. Now, did they look sharp? Yes, they look sharp, but it was just meaningless symbolism. What did they do for black people? You know what the crap we got? We got a doggone concert at the end of 2016. That's what we got from Obama. We got a love and happiness concert. I did a show about this about 6 years ago. We got nothing. I'm sorry, in 2016, 5 years ago. We got nothing. As a consequence of that administration, we got absolutely nothing. So what do you think you're going to get from a Biden and Harris? You're not going to get anything. You know why? Because we demanded nothing. We demanded nothing from a black president the whole time he was in office. And you know what black people said? Well, that's my president because he walks slow and he sing Al Green songs. Nobody said anything about policy. I watched people yesterday who didn't even identify any type of policy. They were more concerned about how great Michelle Obama's weave looked. Oh, she did that. Ooh, let it bounce, girl. Ooh, the length. Meaningless symbolism. If the oppressor or if your adversary understands that you respond more off of emotionalism and passion than you do focusing on the true things that really matter, they will consistently and continually give you this false crap. So at the end of the day, nobody's getting anything that's creating any level of real change. Real change is not happening. It's meaningless symbolism. We've heard nothing that's going to economically flip and shift the condition of black people, of the maldistributed wealth that's been completely dropped and kept into the hands of the dominant white society for the last 400 freaking years. We're not thinking this. I don't understand why we're not. So we think just because someone else shows up in the office and they look good or they have on some chucks and some freaking pearls, oh, she's an AKA. Oh, she's one. Listen, I ain't got nothing against AKAs. I love the bras. Forget about it. Love it. But I'm not foolish enough to believe that just because the powers that be put something in position that throws you off of focus means that it's going to create any real level of change. It's not. We're not seeing any level of change. We're not seeing any real level of change. Let me read through some of the comments and see what we got here. Dr. Stansel, what did you say? These are people of color that think Barack Obama did nothing for black people at all. And I simply feel that he was faced with so many other issues. In addition to system, well, I tend to agree with that to a particular degree, Stansel. But here's the contingency, brother. Here's the contention. Barack Obama was dropped into a system. What people don't understand is that presidents follow an agenda, but the agenda is not made by poor people. This is what I need you to understand. If we look at where black people are as a culture and as a group, we're at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom economically, socially, politically. We're clueless. So we keep getting these random drops of stuff that have nothing to do with change. Do you follow? Nothing to do with real change. Real change is not even what's being dropped in there. It's just the idea or the symbol of it. Presidents are just symbols. They just represent an image up front. Trump did nothing that he wasn't already completely scripted to do. If I want you to embrace my predecessor, all I have to do is make you hate me. So then whatever agenda if I want you to embrace my successor, let me correct what I said. If I want you to embrace my successor, all I have to do, brothers and sisters, is make you hate me. I can get you to despise me so bad that you'll think anything is better than him. You'll think anything is better than him. And all I have to do, if I'm a part of a system and we're all being guided by that so-called system or that said system, they say, okay, we need a fall guy. We need a fall guy. We need a stunt double, as it were. So we're going to drop this guy in position for this amount of time. And we're going to make everybody in the media talk about how bad he is. We're going to make everybody talk about how tragic and how horrible he is, how much of a jerk he is, how much of a butthole he is, and how much we can't stand him. We got to get him out of there. We got to get him out of there. We got to get him out of there. This dude is already a billionaire. He's just playing a part. People don't know that Trump was not voted into office. Trump was placed into office. You have to go back and do your research. It's something that we as Black people don't do. We don't often do this. We don't do research. We believe whatever the media tells us. So you have this Trump dude who pops in office and the media hates him from the time he steps to the plate. It's hate, how bad he is, how bad he is. And what you don't understand, most poor people don't think in decades. Most poor people only think day to day. I did a straw poll back in November, and I polled probably about 100 people. And I asked them the day after the election, I said, tell me 3 policies that you supported when you voted, and tell me anybody down ballot besides Biden or whoever the crap you voted for, anybody down ballot that you supported and voted for, and what were their policies. Out of the 100 people that we did in the straw poll, I probably had 2 people who could even tell me what was down ballot. We don't think. The only thing we're thinking is, let's get a sticker. You got people showing up. You got entertainers and people showing up with these stickers on. I let my voice be heard. And I said, okay, cool. What did you let your voice be heard on? What was it? See, I'm not anti-voting. People say, well, Jojo, you must be anti-voting. You're pro-Trump. Shut the crap up. I'm not pro-Trump. I'm pro-thought. If you give me nothing, I'm not voting for you. We don't even think that that's an option. We don't even think that it's an option to not vote. It's an option to not vote. I don't have to give you my vote. If you're giving me nothing that meets my interests and my concerns, I don't have to give you that vote. But again, Black people primarily, and I'm talking to Black people because I'm Black, Black people primarily jump the crap out there, and all they want to do is get a sticker. Oh, I let my voice be heard. Oh, I got my Chucks. I seen people putting pictures of Chuck Taylors and pearls on the doggone thing. This was so monumental. This was herstory being made. This was herstory being made. Okay. How come Biden ain't responding to none of these calls now? See, they do all this crap. They're going to interview Cardi B. They're going to have these people, oh, we twerking to the polls. Y'all seen that crap. We twerking to the polls. You got to get your booty to the poll. What? So you think Black people don't have enough intelligence for you to speak in a completely different manner to get to have an intellectual conversation? So you got to emotionalize them with these, what they're going to do, get some gospel people up there. And I've seen these gospel artists, and a lot of them I know. And I ain't mad at you. I said this with some of the folks that even performed for Trump when he went in. Man, go get your money. If it's going to get your money, if it's going to alter your situation economically, go out there and get your money. But here's the deal. We're looking at people as a culture, as a group who's not thinking. We're not even considering this stuff as a thought. We're not thinking perhaps we're being bamboozled. We're just being led down a path that has no real Man, do you understand that one of the first executive situations that Biden has already begun to push is how he can begin to convert these illegal people into citizens of the United States? And who do you think they're getting? What people do you think they're getting? They're getting people who primarily despise Black people. These people that's coming in, these illegals that's going through this 8-year process to become citizens. You think that's going to help Black people? Y'all think that because Harris is in office, that this stuff is going to actually help Black people? This stuff is not going to freaking help Black people. What's going to happen when you have an influx of foreigners who've now been made citizens of the United States. Watch this, folks. They now become citizens. But then those numbers start outnumbering the black people. See, I read the freaking books, man. Black people, we wasn't supposed to get away. They had no intention of us getting out. We were not supposed to get away. So this country still sees black people as slaves. They may not say it. They may not call it slavery. No. They just treat you in a manner that keeps you from accelerating. How do you know that, Joe? Well, we got a bunch of people that's millionaires. We got some black people that's billionaires. So you have, let's say you have 3 billionaires out of all of the 40 million black people. What kind of percentage is that? We have to understand we're talking about economic shift. Nothing has been talked about to economically repair us. When we start talking about, watch this, I'm going to mess y'all up. When they start talking about reparations, watch what happens. Go back and look at the interview that happened with Barack Obama some years ago when he was campaigning still in Chicago. And this lady asked him, what about reparations? He took his microphone off and said, this interview is over. I'm not having this interview. You know why? Because reparations is not a part of the plan. They talk this crap while the election cycle is happening to get black people to drop their guards. Black people have gotten pillows and went straight back to bed. They already knew it. Watch what happens in the next coming years. See, poor people think from day to day, but the wealthy think decades, man. And there's a lot of people they don't like this crap. Look at them. Just watch them up. They don't like it. They don't like it. Mahogany says he was placed 100%. Stancil, see the stuff you're saying, brother, was actually against Biden previously. 100%. This country ain't made for us. Stancil, that is 1,000% correct. Now I want y'all to watch. Watch what happens. Watch how it begins to shift. Watch the lack of policies and things to help black people. Watch how it drops. I mean, not drops. Watch what happens. You're not going to see any because black people demanded nothing. The only thing they wanted was a freaking sticker. They wanted a doggone, ooh, that's my president because Barack sang some doggone Al Green songs and because Michelle Obama had a nice weave on. She came out and the only thing they see is some fist bumps and say, ooh, we made it. We didn't freaking make it. They don't have any policies for us. Black people at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Watch this. I'm going to tell you guys this. Y'all can accept it or not. I don't give a crap what you do. The black vote is almost completely pointless in terms of numbers. What do you think is going to happen when this 11 to 17 million people that they're predicting that's going to become U.S. citizens that's illegal now? What do you think is going to happen to the numbers in regards to black people after this period of time? Your vote is going to be irrelevant because you're going to be outnumbered. We're already outnumbered today, 10-1. 10-1, man. But everybody thinks, oh, that's my president. All right. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. If I want you to drink a particular cup of poison, I know I can't force it down your throat with a monster outfit on, but I can get you to despise me bad enough that when I'm supposedly put out, the next person that comes in, you'll love them so much, you'll drink down whatever they give you. And somebody has the nerve to say to me, you must be a Trump supporter. Are you out of your freaking mind? I don't support Trump. You freaking hypocrites. Bump you. You don't get to say stuff like that to me. You don't say, well, you're a Trump supporter because I have a different perspective of thought. My thought is I'm watching the results. I'm watching what's happening. But then you say to me some foolishness like, you must be a Trump supporter because you're killing hope. How am I killing your hope if I'm getting you to recognize, dude, you're getting tricked? I'm killing your hope because I say they're tricking you. And here's the evidence to support that they're tricking you. But I'm a Trump supporter because I'm informing you, hey, man, can't y'all see we're getting tricked? We're being corralled. We're like a bunch of dumb sheep. It's like we're just walking down and just, oh, everybody's celebrating. When have you ever seen a vice president even given the leeway to come in with a freaking marching band from an HBCU? Y'all don't think that that's emotionalism? And then they put all these singers up there and everything's to make black people just fall asleep. And black people just getting pillows and going the crap to bed. That's what they doing. So if you don't believe that, if you don't accept that, if you don't want to receive it, hey man, it is purely your choice. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I ain't telling you what to do. Do whatever the freak you want to do. I couldn't give a hot ball of crap what you did at all. But don't think that just because Biden and Harris is in position now, that that's going to change something for black people who demanded nothing from them. It's a very simple concept. If I'm the MD of a gig and I call you to come do the hit for me, the understanding is I'm going to call you in to do this hit for me because I'm particular MD at this gig. We have a good time. Everybody eat. You become an MD on something else, then a quid pro quo would be, hey, now I'm not the MD. Now you're the MD. Now you look out for me. That's how it goes. It's called something for something. Black people allowed Barack Obama to sit in that office for 8 freaking years, and they demanded nothing from him. So what do you think the precedent has been? What kind of precedent do you think was set in that position in regards to black people? They don't take black people seriously. They know all they got to do is at the end of the day, just put somebody up there with some freaking chucks on and some freaking pearls and niggas go to sleep. I don't understand what's happened with us. We used to be people who thought. We had our own thinking. We had our own ideas. We had our own way of processing. We don't do that anymore. We're being completely guided by a system and a machine that just literally tells you what to think. Nobody could ever present to me anything that was so adverse about the one that you hated so bad. But I can show you any number of things about the one that you love so much that did nothing for you. It destroyed the nuclear family. What are you talking about? Every other agenda under Barack Obama's administration was pushed everything except for black people's. What? I don't understand how do we believe that you can do this for all these years and then think that just because they changed a person in that position, that means it changed something? It didn't. Joe Biden is a 78-year-old rich white man who's done nothing but. This dude says we gotta get these predators off the street. That's the same dude. So you think at 78 he's gonna change? Are you out of your mind? I can present to you scholars and people that have high levels of academic achievement, and they can present us factual information like Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, these brilliant minds, Dr. Henry Clark, all these brilliant minds who can say these things, say, look, this is the evidence, and people won't receive that. So what makes you believe or think that they're going to adjust? Man, they're not, particularly when the media says, oh, now I saw something yesterday and it actually said, and I'm finished, racism is now over. Thank God for Biden and Harris. Are you out of your freaking mind? Do you think? Okay, let me try to calm down. Because I get really, this is amazing to me. Racism is not, this is the very system that's being engaged is racism. What the crap are you talking about? This is insanity. This is insanity. And then you'll have people who pop on and will say things like, oh, you must be a Trump supporter. What are you are you insane? There's people who actually think that racism ended yesterday. Do y'all think that this is not killing hope? Racism is a system. Racism is not someone being a jerk. Racism is a system. It's a system of control. It's a system of being able to adversely affect people based upon your bias and having the power to do that. Black people don't have power to do that. But then you say, oh, you're a Trump supporter. Man, go jump off a freaking bridge. We're dealing with a system that's completely manipulating. You think for us to think that Trump landed in that office and did anything of his own accord is insanity. It doesn't work like that. Presidents don't have that kind of juice. Presidents are just, they're front people. It's just like they're puppets. He fits an agenda. The people that actually run this crap, and I'm going to do a show tonight with one of my buddies. Dr. Leonardo Butler's going to be on with me tonight. And we're going to talk about some of these things more extensively. The presidents all have to fit and cover an agenda. Don't you notice that every president all has a different agenda? Y'all never notice that they never repeat? It's like Reagan didn't do what Carter did and Bush didn't do what Reagan did. Don't you notice that all these things are consistently, they're going down a timeline. It's a plan because the wealthy think in decades. Black people and poor people don't think in decades. They think that yesterday created was new. They think yesterday was just put together because they voted. You didn't vote that. Are you out of your mind? Stancil said it earlier. Harris was against Biden before. What do you think happened? You think they just became friends? No, it's all a part of the same system. It's the same stuff. And if Black people do not wake up and understand that the thing that's going to shift our condition and our position is economics, we are at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom economically, but we're not focusing on anything economic. Don't you notice every time they talk about anything in regards to economics for Black people, the conversation immediately shuts down because they have no intention of Black people being economically empowered or free. That's not the intention. So we have to do that. We have to do what's called take it by force. We have to do it ourselves. Stop thinking that you can just go out, vote, get a sticker, and then that's going to change it. Oh, well, Black Lives Matter. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Get the crap out of here. Nobody's talking about the $11 billion that Black Lives Matter have raised, and not one community that's in financial deficit has seen one penny of that money. Nobody's talking about that because Black Lives Matter was not spearheaded by Black people. But again, everybody believes that Biden and Harris 2021 is going to flip it. Here's my submission to you. Here's my submission to you. Time will tell. If everything that I'm saying is off, then hopefully I pray that it's off. I seriously doubt that it's off. But if in fact, if I'm off, time will tell. Make sure you guys go to rwjojohill.com. Make sure you guys go to rwjojohill and grab this powerful training, Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem. Make sure you guys go over there. Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem is the name of it. Now there's a I think it's a coupon code. Is this still a coupon code for that? I think it is a coupon code for that. I think it may be a 15% discount code for that. And if it's there, make sure you guys participate. I think that the coupon code is what is it? NY2020 is the code. NY2020. rwjojohill.com. rwjojohill.com is the website. Go over there and grab Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem. It's a very, very, very powerful training that I did. I don't want us to get confused. I don't want us to get confused and think that we have power in places that we don't have power. The rich respond to economics, respond to money. We don't have any money as a culture. So how do you think that your voice is actually counting? I want the voice to count. It is my hope that it counts, but it doesn't mean that it definitively does just because you went out and voted because some TV ad told you to get your booties to the polls and then show some chick sliding her behind down a metal pole. Think about how they're seeing us. Think about what they're portraying out there in regards to us. Do you understand? I see my girl Erica Mercer. What's up, Erica? Good to see you, baby girl. Love you very much. Erica says the original definition of Black was legally dead. Black doesn't exist in their world. You doggone freaking right. We have to understand. Dr. Jackson says cognitive dissonance. Very good, Jackson. I see you got the lesson, brother. Congratulations. Anita Chambers says, speak. I plan to. I plan to. I want us to understand, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, and even enemies that may be here. We're in a battle that's been warring for a very long time. Under all these presidents, Black people have not moved 1 inch. Not 1 inch. But they keep running the same play on us over and over. We're getting the same play over and over and freaking over. The same freaking play. They're running the same play every time. They're going to throw you in a panic and make you feel that if you don't vote this time, the world is going to collapse, it's going to end, and everything's going to explode, and everybody's going to die in a week. That ain't real. I told you you can't have a culture that embraces everything that's fake as normal and think it's not going to affect the culture. It does affect the culture because it affects the thinking. Everybody said to me, "Oh, Jojo, you always talking about, why you always talking about this? People can do whatever they want, and people have a right to us." Dude, listen to them. We're not talking about rights. We're talking about foolish movement. Some people just make foolish movement. And as a culture, regrettably, brothers and sisters, we have made foolish movements because we're so eager to connect ourselves to symbols of status. That's why you get people that will get $50,000 and they'll spend $48,000 on it, on a car. And before they can even get back home, pay the taxes and pay for the license, they have no more money. And they got to park this car outside in a parking lot at a doggone apartment building because they'd rather have the symbol of success. They'd rather have some symbol of it as opposed to actual success. We have embraced and employed the concept of having symbols of change or some representative of change or some meaningless symbol of change instead of engaging what would actually create actual change. Because guess why, folks? I've talked about this and I've taught about this for probably 15 years. Change is wonderful as a concept, but most people don't want to embrace and employ change. Most people don't want change. They like to talk about change. They like to talk about the idea of change and how wonderful life will be on the other side of change. But change is very difficult because change requires you to grow and do something outside of your normal movement. So most people think that their contribution to change is going out there and voting in a system that we already know is flawed. I did a piece, I don't know how many years ago it was now, where I actually had a news clip of a guy that was in a hearing, and he testified as the person who developed the program and the software that caused the voting machines to shift. He said it can shift in any direction. It was a guy in Florida. You have to go back and check it out. I'll see if I can't find it in the archives, and we'll see if we can't put that clip up. But it was a guy who actually created the program that caused the machines to flip. This was years ago. And then everybody thinks that it's, oh no, that didn't happen. No, Trump is just angry. He's just angry. But the idea, nobody thinks that the idea of it is even off. No, and it's strange to me that Black people will be the main ones to combat that thought, and Black people are the biggest victims of things being shifted not in their favor. That's insanity, but nobody's even considering it. The thing that baffles me is that nobody are even considering it. Derek For Real says, I'm on to something. Hey man, I know what the universal God shows me, D For Real. I know that we as a Black people are doomed if we don't make an adjustment. If Dr. Claude Anderson talked about this probably in the 80s, and I remember watching some things with him years and years ago. He said, if we don't make these adjustments, we are done. We are done. Voting means absolutely nothing for Black people because we demand nothing. They're not going to give you anything that you didn't demand. I learned in the area of business, years ago from my mentors, you get what you negotiate. So if you negotiate absolutely nothing, you're going to get nothing. And the people that you're in the arrangement with, they'll just sign off on the paperwork. Hey, man, you didn't ask for nothing. You signed it. Hey, man, you signed it. You had your opportunity to do what you had to do, and you signed it, and you asked for nothing. What the crap is wrong with us? But she had on some Chucks and some pearls. And Barack came out with a trench coat on, holding her hand. You don't think that these people understand this is like a movie script, man? Make sure you hold his hand. Hold his hand. Okay, we're gonna get her a good weave, because we know most of the women wear weaves. So we're gonna get them with the weaves. So all we gotta do is get her out there and look like she got a nice, shiny, fresh weave on. Oh, girl, oh, look at that length. Oh, girl, she did that. She did that. Are you out of your freaking mind? Lulling you right back to sleep. Black people went to bed yesterday. Mark that date down. January 20th of 2021, black people put a blanket around their shoulders, a pacifier in their mouth or their thumb, and went to bed. They went right back to sleep. And watch how many adverse agendas are pushed that will do nothing but negatively affect black people in this administration. Think that these people going to all of a sudden become, you think that this person that's a part of this racist system, Joe Biden is just as much as racist as any other rest of them. That's the system that they're in. They're in a system of racism. He come out there talking all slow, looking like doggone Fire Marshal Bill. And I mean, you know, we're gonna, and like the Bible says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And people playing shout grooves and crap. Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Again, misdirection. Getting all this energy and all this crap, and black people are going right back to sleep and have no idea of what the crap is coming down the pike. Watch what happened. Nobody's noticing that he's rejoined that health organization. Nobody's looking at that this stuff is now going to be mandatory. But everybody's celebrating. Oh, she did that. She had on Chucks and pearls. What? Chucks and pearls, a nice shiny weave, Barack with a nice coat on, and to their credit, they had some bad clothes on. I ain't mad. I'm a clothes person. I get it. It was dope as crap. Nice looking clothes, but I'm not fooled by that. I don't think that symbol that represents anything, because it doesn't benefit us. Nobody's talking about policies. Just watch the policies. Watch what happens under the administration. Watch what he does. Watch what happens under his administration. Alas, I digress. Do what the crap y'all want to do. If you think that crap actually has some meaning, hey man, you believe what you want to believe. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I ain't telling nobody who to vote for. You do whatever you want. I'm not voting for anybody who doesn't offer me anything in exchange for my vote. I have every right to abstain my vote. I ain't giving you a doggone thing. If you do nothing to merit my vote and you have nothing in place that's going to benefit black freaking people and my interests, bump you. I'm not giving you a doggone thing. Y'all ain't gonna get me with the okay. Oh, that's my president because Barack, he walks slow. He walk like Denzel. What? What did he do for black people? Nothing. You think his vice president, that's now president, gonna do something for black? What? He watched a black president do nothing for you. It's not even a part of his plan. It's not even a part of his agenda. He'll tell black people whatever he got to do to get their panties off and bend them over forward. Once he got their panties off and bending them over forward, then he gonna change the terms. We are freaking lost. Danny L says, we are lost. I completely agree. I've been saying it for many years. We are lost in this wilderness called these so-called Americas. We are lost. All right, make sure you guys go to the website, rwjojohill.com. Grab some of those powerful trainings over there. Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem is the one that we're pushing today. Make sure you guys get over there and get it. rwjojohill.com. rwjojohill.com. Money, Misdirection, and Mayhem. In fact, let's see here. Can we put a link over there? All right, let's put a link. If you go over to the comment section, look in the comment section, guys, and you should see a link come over there momentarily, and that will have the that product piece in there. Go over there and grab that, and we will be more than happy for you guys. You guys feel free to grab as many of the trains as you want. Use the promo code of NY2021. NY2021. I think you'll get about 10 or 15% off of your purchases. All right, guys, this is your friend and brother Robert W. JoJo Hill, the servant, the artist, and the author. I want you guys to be encouraged, be empowered, and most of all, guys, be enlightened. Servant has spoken. And I'm out this mother.